Deafening silence. Where are the Teamsters and Bernie? Something is broken in America. Workers are getting crushed, literally, and our supposed champions are nowhere to be found. Where are the Teamsters? Where's Bernie, the champion of the working class? Their silence is deafening. Injured workers are being abandoned. We see the headlines. Amazon warehouse worker, back destroyed, tossed aside like yesterday's garbage. Tesla factory, a worker loses an arm, another statistic for Elon Musk. These corporations rake in billions, but when workers get hurt, they turn their backs. This is a national disgrace and it demands a national response. We need federal action to protect injured workers because right now, they have no protection at all. State laws are a joke, a patchwork of loopholes designed by corporations for corporations. Teamsters, Bernie, I'm talking to you. This is your fight. Where is the outrage? Where is the demand for justice? Our workers deserve better. They deserve a national workers' compensation system that puts their well-being first. Unions in America must do more than represent the 10 to 15% of workers fortunate enough to have union jobs. While advocating for better union jobs is important, unions are also supposed to be the voice of the other 80% of workers. Those of us in dire need of a national workers' compensation commission, federal human rights protections, and immigration reform that respects labor. All labor, not just the lucky few in strong unionized positions, deserves a voice. The silence from those who should be leading this charge is deafening. To the unions and leaders who claim to stand for workers, where are you? The rest of us call foul. Corporate greed. Amazon, Tesla, and broken bodies. Amazon, Tesla, shiny happy companies, right? Just look at the stock prices, the smiling billionaires. But behind the facade lies a brutal reality. Corporate greed that chews up workers and spits them out. These companies demand more, faster, pushing workers to the brink. Safety? Just a suggestion, easily ignored. And when the inevitable happens, when a worker gets hurt, they're on their own. Amazon denies responsibility. Tesla blames the victim. Their profits are built on the backs of injured workers and they don't care. This is not capitalism, this is barbarism. We need to call it what it is, corporate violence. These companies are willfully neglecting worker safety, and they're getting away with it. They hide behind weak state laws, shifting the costs of their greed onto taxpayers. States failing workers. A patchwork of injustice. State laws are supposed to protect workers. What a sick joke. It's a race to the bottom. Each state competing to be the most business-friendly, which really means worker-hostile. These laws are written by corporate lobbyists for corporate interests. They make it nearly impossible for injured workers to get the compensation they deserve. Denials, delays, endless paperwork, it's a system designed to wear workers down. And who pays the price? Injured workers, forced onto Medicaid, relying on Social Security disability, their lives shattered, taxpayers foot the bill for corporate negligence. This is not right. We need a national standard, a federal law that protects all workers, regardless of where they live or who they work for. No more corporate loopholes, no more state-sanctioned exploitation. Labor's shameful silence, Kosh, and the missing outrage. Where are the unions? Where are the organizations that claim to speak for workers? Kosh, the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health, they're supposed to be leading the charge, but their silence is deafening. Have they been bought off, intimidated? Whatever the reason, their inaction is a betrayal of the workers they claim to represent. This is a time for action, for outrage, for demanding justice. Silence is complicity. By not speaking out, these organizations are enabling corporate abuse. They are failing the very workers who rely on them for protection. We need leadership, we need action, and we need it now. The Teamsters, Bernie Sanders, Kosh, they need to step up and fight for a national workers' compensation system. The time for talk is over. The time for action is now. Our demand comprehensive immigration and labor reforms now. America was built on the hard work of immigrants, yet today countless immigrant workers and their families face exploitation, detention, and separation. It's time to pass comprehensive reforms, including Amnesty for undocumented immigrants and the Families United Act. These measures would protect labor from being exploited for profit and end the cruel cycle of incarceration that targets vulnerable communities. We must honor the dignity of all workers, uphold human rights, and ensure families can stay together. The fight for labor justice includes every worker, regardless of status. Workers deserve to go to work without fearing for their lives or their livelihoods. We need to demand action from our leaders. Call your representatives, write to your senators, flood social media with the hashtag #ImmigrationReformNow. Let's make this a national priority. The time for silence is over. The time to act is now.